So speaking of football, we have a pretty big game this weekend.
Yes.
We got the Kansas City Chiefs squaring off against the Philadelphia Eagles. And man, like, I know I went against them in our prediction. I had the Bills and the Eagles, but I was pretty spot on with the Eagles all season, was I not?
Which makes your flip even weirder.
I know it does.
The
I know
whole
it was
season
terrible.
had a standard, and then
I
out of
know,
nowhere,
I
Josh
know.
Allen just had sweet nothings in your ear, and you picked against them.
You know, I know it, but I mean, I guess that's what we do on this show. We should just call ourselves Flip Flop because you did the same with Sauce Gardner last week,
Okay.
right?
Yours
I mean,
is more egregious. Yours is more egregious than mine. I don't want to hear it.
I don't think so, and not at all. But
I've been patient with Hutch all season. Excuse me.
you have been, maybe unnecessarily so, but at the same time, he still had a better season. Anyway, that's beyond the point. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Okay, we've got Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Should be a great game.
Yes. Very excited.
You know, Patrick Mahomes is down an ankle, which didn't seem to really affect him terribly against the Bengals. He was still able to, make a little bit of a move, do what he needed to do in that game. However, I don't really know who to even take in it. I hate to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've kind of been on the Eagles bandwagon all season long, and would love to see Big Play Slay get a ring.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl this weekend?
Man, you summed it up a lot. It's going to be a very exciting game. I mean, my prediction came out right. I'm feeling pretty proud about that.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like when your teams are not in the Super Bowl, you can kind of have any agenda, any reasoning necessary. We're Lions fans, so for me, my agenda is purely on Patrick Mahomes taking down Tom Brady sooner than later, and he's on a trajectory to do exactly that. So for that reasoning, I'm going with the Chiefs in this game. I think their defense has played a lot better in these playoffs than people are giving them credit for. Chris Jones has been one of the 5 best players in the playoffs, period. He's been phenomenal. And they're getting a lot of other help. They're, Frank Clark, they're doing a lot of good things with their edge rushing. Their secondary with Justin Reed has been playing a lot better. And I think it could be maybe a little bit of a problem for the Eagles offense. I mean, they have a good job of balancing, but I think the Chiefs do a good job of attacking right away and making their teams and their opponents play from behind. But even if they don't, even on one leg, Patrick Mahomes just showed that he can handle adversity and still pull a close one out against tough competition. So I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking against the Chiefs. I mean, the Eagles are the better team on paper, but I think the Chiefs are going to be the ones that come out on top in the Super Bowl.
Did you see Dan Orlovsky's all-time quarterback ranking this week? Yeah, I think it would have been Thursday night. So, all-time rankings.
Okay.
Tom Brady, number 1.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, number 2.
Over Joe Montana already?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, yeah, it's a little much. And I'm a Pat Mahomes
you're talking about him
that's...
supplanting Tom Brady and all that. I don't think that's going to happen, first of all.
Not
but
that
all time, this guy, he's been in the league. I mean, I have to look it up, but he's been in the league
6 years, maybe?
Not long enough to be considered an all-time. Now, is he great? Yeah, he's a great quarterback. Is he an elite quarterback? Yeah, he's an elite quarterback. But when you've played 6 years, really hard to consider yourself a all-time great at this point.
I agree. You got to have at least 10 years to measure. Yeah,
potentially already a Hall of Famer. I get that, but
for sure.
The second best quarterback of all time. Okay, could he go? Could he further cement the case of Dan Orlovsky if he goes and wins a second Super Bowl? Yeah, he could. But at the same time, I don't know if the Chiefs can do it against the Eagles.
So you're running back to the Eagles now?
I am going to flip-flop and then flop-flip. That's what I'm going to do.
This is rich.
Yeah,
this is rich.
Listen, I guess I just go wherever the tide takes me at this point. But the reality is I've rode the Philadelphia Eagles except for 1 week when we picked in the playoffs. And I'm going to go with the horse that got me there.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick the Eagles. We're gonna be split. You have so far in our season-long predictions, in our season predictions, you beat me. You've beaten me in the playoff predictions. So I've got to at least salvage one win so I don't get swept.
You can come. You can join me. You can pick the Chiefs with me.
No, I'm
Come
not
on,
going
man.
to. I do think Philadelphia. I think that they can create problems. Now the key is going to be up front, and you have the best offensive line in Philadelphia in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to determine how successful Chris Jones and Frank Clark and those guys are.
Yep.
If they keep those guys at bay and Miles Sanders can get going, and Kenneth Gainwell can catch some passes out of the backfield, and Jalen Hurts can get the feet moving a little bit, I think it's the Eagles' game to lose personally, as opposed to the Chiefs.
Okay. Who are you picking for the Super Bowl MVP then? Because they're a very well balanced team. It could go somewhere on the defense. Like it
could go somewhere.
Very high powered team.
Right.
Who are you gonna pick?
You know what I would like? This is a fantasy land, right?
Yeah.
But you kind of put me on the spot with this, so here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Darius Slay is gonna have a huge play in the game. That's going
play?
to lend big play. Slay.
A big play, you say?
A big play, I say.
Okay.
That's going to lend to him getting Super Bowl MVP.
Wow, I like that.
You like that bold take?
I do.
Okay.
You could have went somewhere else in the defense, but you seem to push away from this guy in every slay possible. I mean, the D line is pretty packed with it. Ndamukong Suh, and no, you don't want to give him the.
He's already got his ring. Listen, I love Suh, and I honestly wish that the Lions would have kept him around, and I think that he got a terrible rap for no reason when he played.
Totally, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that.
Facebook memories will pop up every once in a while, and there'll be times that like I was on there defending Suh. Like, Detroit needs the bad boys back. Yes. I don't understand why everybody is so upset at this guy. He hasn't really been like the whole. What was it? Stomping on somebody's arm that didn't actually happen, but yet they made like this big media. Like, no, Suh was unjustly wrong in those narratives.
I remember, I think just before I came and worked with you guys in 2016, I think I did a feature on CNN because they had partnered up with Bleacher Report, and they were asking about Suh because I was doing coverage for the Lions. They're like, oh, why do you think he did this? Da, da, da. And I was the only media member defending him. I'm like, I don't think this was on purpose. It was when he kicked Matt Schaub in the groin, and he's looking at the ground. They're like, oh, he clearly did it on purpose. I'm like, bro, he's not a karate ninja. He's not even looking at him. How would you just make that assumption? Like, it was hard defending him because people looked at us like we were crazy taking suicide, but it's still love for him here in Detroit for sure.
But what's interesting, and I think that we're on the right path here. If the Eagles win and the Super Bowl MVP comes from the Eagles, it is going to be a defensive player that wins MVP.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Suh, great option potentially. Slay, obviously that's my choice, but then also Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
Who's a menace.
He is.
And he's a great player.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the Eagles, man. What would be a final score prediction?
It should be high scoring, even if it is getting chipped. Like, I don't think Mahomes is gonna have a flawless game. I do think he'll throw a pick.
To Slay.
Maybe so. I'll go.
Or he's gonna watch me on the box and not target Slay at all.
Yeah, he'll take our advice.
What happens,
he
actually.
pays attention. Lock in. Shout out Big Play
Absolutely.
Slay. I'll go 38-31. I'll go 38-31 Chiefs. Yeah. I'm gonna go big on this one.
Okay. I'm gonna go 31-28 Eagles.
Okay.
Last second field goal for the win.
Whoa.
Those are always fun.
Late game dramatics has gotta be.
Or a Harrison Butker miss to tie the game.
Ooh.
I'd be okay with that too.
That is not what you want as a kicker.
No,
miss
not what
the
you
Super Bowl.
No,
it's gonna be great though, man. I'm super hyped. I mean, there's so many narratives. You're gonna see a lot of guys that can help establish their narratives and create their profiles for themselves. And then, of course, my baby Rihanna coming out at halftime. Oh, I cannot wait. She's been in hiding forever. I've been dying. I've been writing love letters for years on Twitter, and now we get to see her again. Oh, I can't wait.
I hope that works out for you. I most likely will not be watching the halftime show. I don't get into it. I know I'm bored. I'm not.
So,
Not interested.
all right, let's have fun then. Let's have fun then. What is your dream Super Bowl performance, or has it happened already yet? Do you have a halftime that you enjoyed, or maybe that you want to see at some point? Who's your
Last
dream
year's
scenario?
halftime was phenomenal.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I can't
Eminem,
remember.
Snoop, Dr. Dre.
Oh, of course. That was what it was. Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick.
That was pretty good. I
Okay.
also liked the year that they had oh, it's escaping me now, but was it like Nelly, Aerosmith? That was,
yeah.
I was a huge
That was
Nelly
a
fan,
packed
like
one,
back
yeah.
in high school. I
I
loved
remember
Nelly.
that. Yeah.
Like that was a good one. That was a while ago. I don't know. I'm not big on performance. I'm not big on concerts. Like I think Chris Stapleton's doing the national anthem, which I think is good because he's a soulful like country rock guy. I like Chris Stapleton, but I'm not. It's all overproduced and it's all. Just give me the football game.
It's big theatrics, man. You know.
What was it the year? Did Beyonce and Jay-Z also do it the year that the power went off against the Ravens and the 49ers?
I forgot who that was. Beyonce's performed twice now, I think, at this point. I don't think it
Beyonce was
with
involved in
Jay-Z.
that because of all the, Illuminati talk.
I don't know if we can say that on here, but yes.
I said it.
Remember, that was a huge part. Lights cut off at half. What?
The line, yeah, remember in the third quarter? Like they couldn't get him back
crazy.
on after halftime, and then it was like a huge delay, and it like.
And then San Fran goes on a roll.
Yeah.
That
But-
was insane. I do remember that.
That was insane. So I don't know. I'm excited. You watching it anywhere as we wrap up? You watching it anywhere on Sunday? What's your plans?
I might link up with the family. I'll probably go see it with my pops. Just watch it. I don't do the whole Super Bowl party thing no more. I'm just not my thing anymore. I want to keep to myself and be,
Just chill.
reserved.
Yeah.
I'm 32 now, so I don't need to do too much. I'm
It's like
chilling.
you're an old man.
Yeah, I mean, you are how you feel.
Half a decade on you, almost.
It should be good. It's all good. What you gonna do?
I got half a decade, and it's more like 2 decades because I have 3 kids. So
Yeah, that's true.
it-
Yeah, it adds
so-
on a couple more. Yeah.
it does add on a couple more.
Okay.
But however, I'll be hanging out with some people doing some things for Super Bowl. It'll be fun, and the Eagles will win. Like I said last week as I signed off, go Eagles, go! Fly Eagles, fly! For
And the
Super
Lions will
Bowl,
be in
baby.
soon. And the Lions will be in soon.